Well, the top story on News 360, powerless across the country. Over 20 states suffered a major power crisis as 3 electricity grids collapsed today. While the northern grid failed for the second straight day, the eastern and northeastern grids too collapsed. Together, they carry about 50,000 megawatts of electricity. Now, the northern grid states include Delhi, Punjab, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttarakhand, obviously the entire northern belt. The eastern grid states include West Bengal, Odisha, Jharkhand and Bihar. And the entire northeastern grid comprises of Sikkim, Assam, Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, the Seven Sisters. The situation really is alarming for many reasons, not just the number of states affected that you saw, but nearly every utility service simply collapsed, whether it was trains, traffic lights or hospitals. The blackout, remember, started at 1 p.m. It affected over 60 crore people in 20 states. Train services were hit in 6 zones. Over 300 trains simply came to a halt. Delhi metro services were stopped. Stations had to be evacuated. They shut down for nearly 3 hours. Hospitals had to switch to backup power for some hours. Power hasn't been restored to all of them. 75% power, we are learning, has been restored as far as northern India is concerned. 35% power is back in eastern India, while the northeast is nearly completely back to normal.
This time it has little more affected 3 regions, and our team immediately rushed to the control room. We have substantially recovered, and our priorities are railways, metro, airport and start-up power to various thermal units. Our engineers and experts are working, and 7 p.m. today by night we will see that hitch, wherever it is plugged.
जो कोटा दिया हुआ है उससे ज्यादा बिजली खींचने से ये देश पे संकट दोबारा आ गया है। मैं उनसे विनती करता हूं कि आप दिए हुए कोटे से बाहर बिजली मत खींचिए।
As we try and understand the reasons for this blackout, it's important to remember that the situation is not yet back to complete normal. Though the government says 75% has been restored, there are several places which are still blacked out. Joining us is Smriti Advani from the heart of Noida and also Prabhakar Kumar from Bokaro, both in places where electricity is yet to be back. Smriti, give us first an update on the situation, not just in Noida, but across Uttar Pradesh and the National Capital Region.
Well, Veera, in the National Capital Region alone, it's Delhi that's really the luckiest region as of now. 75% of Delhi has power restored back to normal. But it's other areas in Noida, Ghaziabad, many parts of Faridabad and Gurgaon that are still plunged in darkness. In fact, it's thanks to a diesel generator now that we're actually managing to get this much light for our particular life. I have with me a couple of guests. Let's just find out how this power crisis has affected them. Ma'am, 7 hours, still no sign as to when exactly this crisis will be resolved. How is it affecting you?
I'm a senior citizen, and I'm petrified of the inverter running out. I live alone. I brought out this hand fan because I can survive only on this. I've got torches ready. I've got candles ready. There's nothing. Governance, there's no governance in India.
Right. Ma'am, you're certainly gearing up for a long and probably dark night ahead. You faced a lot of problems at the metro. You mentioned you were stuck. Just tell us what you went through.
Well, I got stuck at the metro around 1:30 and it took me almost 3 hours getting home. A journey which takes me about 40 minutes. And seeing that the long night ahead with no lights, I've got my trusty solar lamp ready for the night.
Well, Veera, as you can see, the residents of Noida, and I'm sure in many other parts of the National Capital Region, have come armed with their torches, their solar lanterns, and they're just hoping that the power crisis is resolved soon so they can at least have a good night's rest tonight.
It's going to be a long, dark night from the likes of it. Prabhakar Kumar joining us from Bokaro, and from what one can make out of it, it's going to be a candlelight dinner for the family you're with, Prabhakar.
Exactly, the candle dinner, not for this family, not for the Lal family in Bokaro, but all the families out here. You can see any household today looks like this: kids standing in the candlelight, women ready with their hand fans. There's no water in the house to cook, and then they have a very dark night ahead. Let's talk to them and find out how they plan to strive this out. आप तो आज बेटे पढ़ाई नहीं करेंगे, बहुत मजा आ रहा होगा?
नहीं, हमें मजा नहीं आ रहा है। बिजली नहीं होने से हमें बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, पढ़ाई ढंग से नहीं हो पा रही है।
आप बताओ।
हमारे असाइनमेंट्स कंप्लीट नहीं हो पा रहे हैं, हमें बहुत से प्रॉब्लम फेस करने पड़ रहे हैं।
एज अ होम मेकर आप बताइए क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रही है? आज सुबह से लाइट नहीं है और शायद रात में भी ना रहे।
करंट नहीं रहने की वजह से हमें बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, बच्चों की पढ़ाई ढंग से नहीं हो पा रही है, हमें रेस्ट सही ढंग से नहीं मिल पा रहा है, इन्वर्टर भी डिस्चार्ज हो गया जिसकी वजह से बहुत ही परेशानी हो रही है, पानी की परेशानी हो रही है, मोटर नहीं चल रहा है, पानी नहीं आ रहा है, समस्याएं बहुत सारी हो गई हैं।
सर आप बताएं, ये सिचुएशन क्या यहाँ हरदम रहता है? आज तो थोड़ा अनएक्सपेक्टेडली ज़्यादा है, आज पावर रहेगा नहीं, दिन भर नहीं रहा है, रात में भी नहीं रहेगा।
झारखंड में तो बिजली की व्यवस्था बिल्कुल लचर है, इसमें दो मत नहीं है। अगर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के मामले में अगर देखा जाए तो झारखंड सरकार बिल्कुल फेल्योर है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर 24 घंटे में मात्र बिजली जो झारखंड सरकार देती है वो 6 घंटे से ज़्यादा नहीं रहती है। इससे आज की स्थिति तो और भी बदतर है। आज 1 बजे जो बिजली गुल हुई, अभी तक हम लोग अंधेरे में हैं, अंधेरे में बैठे हुए हैं, अंधेरे में बच्चे पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, बुजुर्ग लोग को परेशानी होती है काफ़ी इसमें, रात भर पंखे वगैरह नहीं चलते, ये सब परेशानी होती है। इंडस्ट्रीज की समस्या आती है, इंडस्ट्रीज में प्रॉब्लम होती है, ये सब सारी चीज़ें हैं।
And if you actually go out in the market, you will see that most of the shops in the establishment, they are closed. The restaurants have down their shutters because there is no power and they're not open for the customers today. And most of the households today will certainly have candlelight dinners.
Right, large parts of India are used to living without electricity, but not at this scale. Appreciate you joining us there, Prabhakar Kumar and Smriti Advani from Noida. Remember, unacceptable is the message sent out by experts on the situation in the northeast and northeastern grids.